Welcome back to the Simple 2000 series, whereas today we are looking at driving games. These could be racing games or just games where you're driving a car or something along those lines. I'm looking forward to today's lineup. There's some really interesting ones, along with some interesting title choices based on what the game provides. So I hope you sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. So, driving games are next, and we have 4 of them. Dirt Track Devils is a racing game where you drive various different vehicles off-road. There you go. A one-sentence explanation of the game. Controls are okay, and the variety of vehicles you can use don't feel really any different from one another. Additionally, you feel as though you're kind of stuck on the ground, like gravity is really high here or something. Some off-world planet where the gravity is really, really high. Because your car just like sticks to the ground. It's just, get to a ramp. Nope, you ain't going up that ramp. We're going to clip straight, stay to the ground. Nose to the ground. There isn't much else to say on this one. The level design is fairly bland too. You know, I wouldn't say it's really worth the 2,000 yen personally. Recently hired as a cabbie, you must drive around Shibuya and get as many fares as possible, because if you don't, you're fired. That is pretty much the entirety of this game. It definitely is no crazy taxi and is fairly bland overall, but I guess it's a fun little distraction, and I'm pretty sure you can finish the game in less than an hour. It's still really not worth 2,000 yen, in my opinion, but it's worth a go. It's a nice little taxi game. You go and pick up the customer or take them to the destination. The navigation's not great. The arrow doesn't really give a good bearing of where you need to go. Sometimes you'll be following the arrow and you'll be like, oh, I'm not where I need to be, but apparently the arrow says I'm here. I'm where I need to be. You look at the map, and the map's like, nah, mate, you're nowhere near where you need to be. It's over there, mate. So, yeah, it's okay. If you had created a game where you are a private investigator who is currently on an assignment from a client to pursue and obtain a briefcase of evidence, once said evidence is obtained, you need to deliver it to your client while avoiding the cops, because these cops are corrupt and they want that evidence so they can destroy it. So, in this game, you race down the motorway while avoiding the police and other fellow road enthusiasts. But watch your fuel level, because if it runs out, you'll have to illegally occupy another motorist's vehicle. In a way, this game has got a lot of a GTA kind of feel to it, but on a much smaller scale. Now, after all that, I told you that the localized name for this game is Car Racing Challenge. Car Racing Challenge. What relevance does that have with this game? Oh my, it's like Space War Attack in the previous video. It's like Space War Attack in the previous Simple 2000 video. It's like, okay, at least those words strung together at least have some relevance to what the game is, but Car Racing Challenge has nothing to do with this game. Nothing. You're not racing. You're not doing anything. The game's a fun little distraction, but it doesn't amount to much more. Okay, I had a lot of trouble getting this to run in the emulator, but from the concept alone, I would say this game's very interesting. It's very similar, in my opinion, to that of Road Redemption on the PC, in terms of concept. Maybe Road Redemption is a spiritual successor to this game, who knows. So, in this game, you can race and kick other riders off their bikes as a way to get out in front. On paper, it sounds really fun, in all fairness. You ride your bike, you ride it along, you're neck and neck with another rider, and you can just kick him off his bike and go like, yeah, fuck you. I'm gonna win this race. You know. If I could get this game to run properly, I think it would be bundles of fun, but as I said, I had troubles, and that's why it looks like jacked lag edition instead. All in all, the driving games featured today were of fairly low quality. But what is to be expected from budget titles? The only one that stands out, in my opinion, the only one putting any worth, putting any time into, is Jacked. And Jacked is probably the only one that I would consider to be not low quality in this lineup. The rest of them are more of a concept than anything else. Just not massively fleshed out. You know, I would love to see a full proper game of Car Racing Challenge. What a stupid name that is. I would like to see a full game of that, because that sounds like a really fun. Imagine like a mission-based game where you went around having to retrieve things or take item from point A to point D. You'll be like the Wheelman. You ever played the game The Wheelman with Vin Diesel? So you take a package from one location, you have to deliver it to another, and obviously you have a bunch of obstacles coming your way, whether it be the police or Yakuza or whatever. That would be really cool, I think, personally. But yeah, I think Car Racing Challenge and Taxi Rider are at least worth a go. But considering that I couldn't actually get them to work on the PCSX2 emulator, and the physical copies are fairly expensive on eBay, I wouldn't recommend it. By the way, yeah, Taxi Rider and Car Racing Challenge, physical copies. By the way, physical copies, because I couldn't get them to work on the emulator. And apparently they do work on the emulator, well, I couldn't get them to work. Anyway, tune in next time for more Simple 2000 games. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again. Please like, subscribe, and comment. What did you think of these games? What was your favorite game you saw out of this lineup? Would you play any of these? Would you like to see a proper fleshed out game out of any of these concepts? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next video.